2 years of learning coaching, and then my life blew up. 30-year marriage, over. No job, no clients, and yet I still said yes to something I had never done before. Here's the truth about where I was. I was telling myself that I wasn't ready. I spent a lot of time doing coaching work, learning more coaching, reading about coaching, getting coached, following other coaches, talking about coaching, doing everything except selling coaching. I kept saying I'm not ready. I was worried about what people would think. You know, my HR friends. What would they say when they saw my LinkedIn profile change from HR program manager to life coach? Would they even take me seriously? What if I wasn't good enough to just coach and be paid to support myself? All of that was going on in my mind, truthfully. But then I got an opportunity for a contract, a real contract with real people for a real coaching company. And this coaching company was looking for someone to support them with their DE&I effort. Yes, diversity, equity, inclusion. This was right around the time when George Floyd was murdered. And companies were really interested in getting that perspective. And so was this coaching company. I'm a coach, HR person, a perfect match. You would think. But since I had never done this work, I was literally worried about it. But you know what? I raised my hand for the opportunity. I applied. I told them I could do it. And guess what? They said yes. I was willing to believe that I could figure it out. And of course I could. But here's what I want to tell you about that. A few things happened in that moment. One, I decided that I was ready. I even decided that I knew what ready meant for me. And that's really important because only me or you can decide what it means to be ready. And I was not fearless or I wasn't, super strong and courageous, but I just knew that I could figure it out. I was willing, and that meant everything. The second thing was that I could handle a no. If for some reason I had gone for this opportunity and they said no, I was willing to risk that. And then the third thing was I made this decision after I got the contract that if I could get one client, I could get two. If I could get two, I could get three. And that right there was the momentum that I needed, the evidence that I created that I could be a professional coach and get paid. All right. If you have your Start Now plan in front of you, I want you to pull it out because it's a really good time for you to consider what it is that you might need. So I want you to turn to the ready versus not ready page. And let's answer these three questions. One, what do I actually need? This is really important work here because you want to take the time, the consideration for yourself to figure out what that really means. And only you know. So what a beautiful opportunity to tell yourself the truth here. The second question there is, what am I pretending that I need because I'm scared? Again, if we're already in truth-telling mode, we really want to take a loving look at that list with so much curiosity and figure out what is a real need and what are some things that I can work through if I'm willing to work with and collaborate with my fear, okay? And then the last question is, what's one move that I can make this week that will move me forward, even if I don't feel ready? Again, I'm not asking you to do anything, but go ahead and think about what that step could be. All right, where was I? Oh, so I get this client and income is coming in and things are going well. And I told y'all it's gonna leave my marriage, so I made another decision. One that didn't look like it made much sense on paper. But again, I did it anyway and made me feel so alive, all right? So if any of this sounds familiar to you, and you know it's time to make a change, you know you wanna take your next step towards your start over, go ahead and book a Kickstart call. And in that call, what we'll do is map out your next 30 days. And it will put you on a clear path, one that you designed with me as your guide, on what your next best move should be.